De regreso aquí en Auto 060 y ahora vamos a tener una entrevista muy interesante en inglés. We're going to switch back to English because we're going to talk to Nigel Francis. Nigel Francis, a senior automotive advisor for the state of Michigan and head of the new Michigan Economic Development Corporation. How are you, Nigel? How are you?
Yeah, Javier, very well, thank you. Of course, it's cold here in Michigan where I am right now, but we all feel very warm because of the success of the North American International Auto Show last week.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I've been going to the auto show for the past 10, 12 years now, and I remember the all good days, and then I remember the really bad days, 2008, 2009. It looked more than a funeral than a celebration. No carpet, like bare cement, and like the cars were there just like a poor display. And now it's great to see how the auto industry, especially with the three bigs from Detroit, I mean, everybody's doing great. We know what happened with the government helping Ford and GM and Chrysler, but there's also a lot of other good stories going on in Detroit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you go back to 2008 and 2009, the North American industry lost approximately half of its sales, so it lost approximately half of its production. That's all come back. Right now we're running at production numbers and sales numbers very similar to before the Great Recession. So times are good back here in the North American automotive industry, and that's good news for the state of Michigan and good news for the city of Detroit as well.
Yeah, exactly. And as we mentioned, obviously the government helped GM and in a big way and Chrysler, but there's also a lot of talent, like a lot of people, engineers, designers, executives that make this happen, because it's not, you can put money in anything, and if you don't know how to do things, that money will go to waste. This wasn't the case here, right?
Yeah, correct. I can tell you that this turnaround that has happened in the automotive sector in the state of Michigan is very much due to the talent of the people making the cars, the people making the tools that make the cars, the service industries around that, and of course the management of all of those organizations, the OEMs and the tier supply companies, who have done an astounding job of pulling together and making this great turnaround in the North American automotive industry.
So can you talk a little bit about this Michigan Economic Development Corporation, how it's impacting the auto industry, please?
Yeah, sure. I'd be delighted to do that. So, you know, the role of government, the role of the state, is to create an attractive environment in which the car companies and the supply companies are comfortable and able to operate for their own success. So the Michigan Economic Development Corporation is there to provide an interface between government and the industrial companies, and also to provide key measures of assistance to them to be successful in the state of Michigan.
Yeah. It's very interesting to me to hear that you are from England, right? Like you were born and educated in England, but you work in the States, and I guess because of your expertise at a global scenario, it's very important that someone like you with that kind of experience is helping the state of Michigan and car manufacturers here in the United States.
Well, I think that's a very interesting comment from you, and very perceptive. So yes, I was born in the United Kingdom and educated there. I ran a successful business which actually I took international from the United Kingdom. I then had the opportunity to move to Michigan to run another business, and once you get here into the center of the automotive world, and you understand not only have you got everything that you need on a professional level around you, but you also have this fantastic state to live in as well. It's not somewhere that you would want to leave again. So Michigan's my home. I'm also a U.S. citizen as well, and I'm lucky. I'm very, very lucky. I believe that I have this opportunity to, towards the end of my career, work within my industry in what is my adopted home state, and do what I can to ensure that we all together have a great future.
Yeah, that's great. The city of Detroit on its own, it's going through a rough situation now, more or less like the car manufacturers were like 5-6 years ago. But also the car manufacturers are like the soul of the city, right? So what did you see happening with the substantial growth that the car manufacturers are having, not only Americans, but like now it's a global world, as you know. Like, so how do you see happening in Detroit with the help of the automotive industry?
Yeah, good question. Detroit has its ups and downs. I think, life itself is cyclical. The important thing that we have going on in Detroit right now is that we have an organized financial restructuring. Let's understand that it's a financial restructuring, very much the way a company would restructure its balance sheet in difficult times. That then positions the city to move forward in a successful way, highly successful way. And I'd say, to people that have not been to Detroit recently, I'd say come on over. There's huge activity going on within the city in relation to redevelopment. There's large companies moving back downtown. The Cobo Center itself, where the North American International Auto Show was, is being held for the public right now, actually.
Yeah.
It's undergone a multi-million-dollar renovation. Things are moving. The car industry has turned round. The state has turned round. And the city of Detroit is in the process of turning round right as we speak.
Yeah.
So, come here, take a look, bring your business here.
Yeah, I actually was there last week, and I was the guest of General Motors, and they not only took us to the auto show, but they also took us to some of the new companies that are starting in Detroit, like Shinola, the watchmaker and the bike maker, and I mean, actually they make a lot of the luxury products, and that was really great to see not only the store, the quality of the products they're making there, but also what's going on in those neighborhoods that just a few years ago were pretty much abandoned.
Yeah, and it's. I think this is a very important observation from you. Of course, the message takes a long time to travel all the way around the world, and there are people that will tell you, communications people will tell you that you have to persistently pass any message. So, being persistent about this message, I would say it is in a big turnaround. Things are in good shape here in Michigan and in the automotive industry, and there is a large amount of inward investment going into the city of Detroit, which makes it a different place day by day. Good news.
So we're talking to Nigel Francis. He's the Senior Automotive Advisor for the state of Michigan. And Nigel, can we talk a little bit about cars? What you saw at the Detroit Auto Show that you like? Obviously, I guess the car of the year, the Corvette, and the Chevrolet Silverado, the pickup truck of the year. Those are great. But what else did you see that you like at the auto show and you can relate to our audience and potential customers?
Oh, well, that's very interesting. I'd actually pick out two other vehicles that I'd like to talk about. Firstly, a Chrysler Fiat products. It's Chrysler products from the Jeep brand, the Jeep Cherokee, mid-size SUV, lovely vehicle. I've driven one several times in the snow here. Great performance on difficult road surfaces. Certainly worth looking at. Then, of course, there's the new Ford F-150, which is being produced with an aluminum intensive body structure, which holds the promise of giving a very great increase in fuel economy.
Yeah, I heard I go up to 20%, which is amazing, given that the F-150 is the most sold vehicle in the States for the 37 years, and obviously it's very important also for the recovery and the economy in every aspect, like construction, work, and any other business. So that's like amazing what, again, talent engineering can do in a car. Like if people take a pickup truck and don't think much about what's going behind that, but that's a good one. Yeah, you're right. I like that too.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a game changer. It's a game changer, and I think it'll be very interesting to see how the sales of that go over the next 2 to 3 years in particular.
Excellent.
Very bold move on behalf of Ford Motor Company and the engineering department there.
Excellent. Well, Nigel, unfortunately, we're coming up to the end of this segment. It's we could talk like the whole hour, I guess, because there's so much good things to talk about Detroit and Michigan and the auto industry here in the United States. But in short, is there any place where our audience can look for in the internet for more of what you're doing there with the state of Michigan?
Yes, certainly. There's several sites, but the best place to go to would be to www.michigan.org. And looking forward to welcoming people that have an interest in bringing their business into the state of Michigan.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Nigel, again. And we'll talk to you soon. And if not, maybe at the next auto show in Detroit next year, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye.